Hello, everyone. Special thanks to Beulah Butler Denise for this great question. Just exactly what is a concept chart anyway? I've done a very quick and dirty example of a concept chart using a software that's used to map out what it means to conceptualize an issue. I've provided examples, but you can go ahead and just use this as sort of a template. Okay, these are based, I don't know if anyone has written, perhaps in a computer class, a flow chart, but this is a technique that is borrowed from computer science flow charting. So let's look at the various stages here. Okay, the first one is the statement of the problem, income inequality. Now that's a pretty broad topic. So what you're going to do is search the library database. I would recommend a Shapiro library database. Did you find it? Search again and refine your search term. Did you find it? Yes. Then refine search and compare and contrast the contemporary era with the past. Because if you go and you try to write a paper or a concept of chart about income inequality, there's a library of information on income inequality. You've got to narrow it down. That's why I said refine the search, compare and contrast the contemporary era, right, with the past. Now, the contemporary era for this particular topic is 2008. What's the problem that a lot of folks have? Folks are too general, okay? So you're going to want to, I put down search library in this up here. These squares are processes. This is an input, and these are decision trees here. That's what these mean. These yes and no's. So you're going to have to refine and define your term. I mean, what does income and what does inequality mean anyway? So, somewhere you're going to need to do that. Then you're going to refine your search, compare and contrast. Okay, because income inequality is again, it's giant. You don't need to give me every bit of information about all income inequality everywhere. You could look at the past 10 years, right? And then you're going to cite a few pieces of academic research, and maybe it poses a question: is it worse or better in 1980? How much worse? How much better? Justify your answer. Write up a conclusion. I've misspelled that, and then let's look at how you can do this for free in a Word document. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to open up a Word document over here. Okay? So let's go over here, the Word. I'm going to switch I'm going to get a blank document here. Us over here now. Okay? What you can do when you're writing a concept map is in Word, you go up to, I'm going to go insert. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to insert symbols, shapes. And so you have a whole bunch of shapes down here that you can use. Flowchart. Go down the flowchart here and you begin to map that out. Put a text. Maybe write some text below here. Okay. Okay. Or else, this is the decision chart. So I'm going to get rid of this. Let's go back up here to insert shapes. And you're going to go shapes, you're going to go flowchart. Basically, these will tell you a text box. You don't need the fancy things. You can just have a series of text boxes. And that way you can write up a little blurb in your text box. I'm not worried about that. But what you're going to do, it shows you a concept map, gives you a template or a way forward where you to go on and conduct some sort of research. This is how you would do it. Okay? So I might go topic, income, and then I would then go down here and get that up there. Draw a line, perhaps. You have various shapes you can put down here. You can insert another box, shapes, text box. Okay, where is it? Find the terms. Okay, I go there, so you're going to determine that, okay. Then you draw another, and you show me kind of the decision tree, okay. And then I go up here, and I go back to insert. shapes, and then I go better or worse. Okay, let's see here. They don't really, unfortunately, Word does not allow you to, as income inequality, refine term. You're going to refine your search terms, okay? And then, what you're going to do is you're going to narrow your focus. Again, if we talk about income inequality, you can there are libraries, there are income inequality libraries. Since you're beginning this process, and it's a research process, you're going to go, oh, holy cow, where do I start? Well, narrow down. Okay, you could look at income inequality for women. You could look at income inequality for the population of the United States since 1980. Here's a parenthetical comment. It's increased. And then just refine your thinking. Imagine you're having a discussion with somebody and somebody says, income inequality in the United States has improved over 1980. And you go, what do you mean? That's the next question you're going to ask your friend if you're having this discussion. So from there, you're going to narrow it down and you're going to ask a more refined set of questions. For whom has income inequality increased? Okay? Groups, well, the fact is, across the board, income inequality has increased for everybody. Increased for women versus men, for different ethnic groups, etc. So narrow your focus to one aspect of income inequality. We're talking the United States here. And then continue your search, right? Give me a map of how this works. Now, I've provided a link to I got this software, and I had to pay $5 a month for it. I think you can pay for it, cancel it, if that's how you like. Each of these, I've had a flowchart class before in my prior life, back 35 years ago. So I know something of flowcharting, but just do a little work. Google the idea, Google a concept map, and get an idea of where you're going. With that in mind, you get a certain amount of latitude in how you define it. Narrow it down. Don't just say bullying is bad. I know that okay, maybe bullying, some people think bullying's good, that it builds up, your ability to defend yourself or some kind of, but there's no evidence for that, right? You're going to contrast bullying. You have to narrow your focus, and you have to be explicit. In other words, no vagaries, okay, in your conceptualization. When you're developing a concept map, a concept in something like sociology or psychology, political science, anthropology, a concept is something from which we can derive a testable hypothesis. You can ask yourself, is income inequality for the population, has it been getting increasingly worse? Has it leveled off? Is it better? That's fine. It's a fine narrowing of focus, right? So when you develop your map of what you're looking at, keep that in mind. For example, another student, another one of your our fellow students who we're working with this semester, was looking at body imagery, right? For women, right? Body imagery has always been a socially defined social problem because of advertising, and because we have a advertising culture that values certain body imagery over others, and so people undergo an undue degree, or particularly young women undergo an undue degree of opprobrium, of pressure, right? So but this has changed over the past 30 years. Always a good way to conceptualize of something is to look at how it has evolved. Bullying, for example, another topic which you were given, has the process of bullying has changed. It's transformed. It used to be, for example, that bullying was something that happened, at school, and it was sometimes, a private shaming, of something. And then what's happened is over the years, with the advent of the internet, we have the capacity for cyberbullying. And this is a real serious mechanism, negative mechanism in our society, cyberbullying versus old school bullying. You can contrast those two, maybe. Think of contrasting, of narrowing, of comparing, and of looking over time when you develop your concept map. Okay, I hope this helps, and I appreciate Denise Beulah for asking this question, and I look forward to your response. Please join her discussion that she posted. Remember that in your home section of the course, there is a discussion post area where you can ask questions. And she went right there and asked me the question, and it's there for you to respond and discuss with your classmates. If we know we don't have a discussion post due for this week, that is something that could be a very useful space for you to engage this topic. Let's see. I'm going over here. Course menu, discussions. Let me get over here, back over here again. No. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okay, shrink that down. Sorry. Let's move this over here. Oh, okay. Here, Denise asked this question. Okay, mapping the issue. Okay. And so if we go in here, you get project 2, mapping the issue. This is a great question. Here's a place you can go and discuss amongst yourselves what your take is on this, and I'll be there to respond. It's not a private beef line. I hate the professor, I hate the class. There's another place for that. But so so that hopefully this clarifies. This will get you started. In or moving along with your concept